So, you saw my flour collection, and as a celiac, I'm sure yours looks a lot like mine, and even if you have other food allergies, I'm sure yours looks a lot like mine. So, what is it that you do when you have such a collection? I'll tell you. You make another flour. Let's get busy. Okay, when it comes to making my own flour blends, or most of the time in baking, instead of measuring with a measuring cup, I actually measure on the scales because it's more accurate. And especially when I'm making like this gluten-free flour blend I'm fixing to make right now is 9.5 cups. That's a lot of flour to be guessing at the ingredients. And there's not really a whole lot of ingredients in it, but I will put in the description why I use each one that I use for this blend. We're going to start off with 24 ounces of white rice, and since I'm using the bagged rice, I didn't grind my own, it is 24 ounces, so this we don't have to measure, and that's just a little bit easier. I actually made this video the other day for you, and my record button messed up, so we're going to start over. Okay, here's white rice flour. Now, the brown rice flour I did grind in my grinder, and I'll show you how I did that as soon as I get through measuring, because there's some other stuff I want to show you with it. Okay, I've got my measuring scale out, and well, y'all, it happened again. I was recording, and it stopped, so I checked out my phone to see what was going on, and I was low on memory, so I had to clear that out, and I'm going to pick up where I left off, and I'm going to explain what I did, which I caught it pretty quick, so we've still got a lot to do, but here we go. Okay, what you saw was the white rice flour that was 24 ounces, so I just went ahead and poured it in the bowl. What you didn't see was the brown rice flour, which I measured out, and this is actually some I ground myself. So, I was telling you to level out your scales, get your little bucket that you're going to use, or whatever you're going to use to measure in. Put it on your scales and let it zero out. Okay, we've got potato starch in here, and I've got 7 ounces of it, and I did want to point something out while we're doing this. This is potato starch. It is totally different from potato flour. Most of your gluten-free blends, your flour blends, will not call for potato flour. I've never had one call for potato flour, and if by chance you do mix it in with your all-purpose mix, you can throw your mix in the garbage because it's not any good. They're two totally different things. They're processed two totally different ways, and they're different parts of the potato being used. I will have that information in the description. So I went ahead and I measured that out, and now we're going to do tapioca flour or starch, and it's 3 ounces. Now, tapioca flour and tapioca starch are the same thing. They're interchangeable because, like it says, tapioca flour, also known as tapioca starch. So they are identical. Here's my little measuring cup. Okay, and with this, we're going to have 3 ounces. We can open the bag and spill it everywhere. My memory was low because I've got so many videos that I have got to edit and post. So go ahead while you have a chance and click on the subscribe button and click the bell, because I will be uploading as many as I can today and the rest of them tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, we're going to measure the tapioca. Almost got it with a half a cup. Let's see if I had measured. Now, whenever I did the, went back and did the measurements after the weight, that time it took 3/4 of a cup. This time it's a little over a half. So that's why I say it's better to measure by weight. So we're going to go ahead and pour that in our bowl. And that's all. No, it's not. We got powdered milk. Just plain old powdered milk. Instant skim milk. Non-fat milk. And we're only going to do 3/4 of an ounce of this. This is a high protein mix. And as you know, gluten is the protein that holds the bread together and gives it that chew. And that's what we're trying to achieve with this mix. Also, what I have discovered in my gluten-free baking is that if you add 1 egg for every 2 cups of flour that you use, it turns out a lot better. Now, we've got that done. We're going to add the xanthan gum, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon. Do you actually know what xanthan gum is? Well, I'll have that in my description too, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It's fermented sugars, and it's used as a binder in a lot of things, even things that aren't gluten-free, and a thickener in a lot of salad dressings and all of that. Okay, let me see if you can see this really well. You see all the different flours in here, different textures of the grain. Some are powder, some are not. Whenever I do this, I'm going to mix it up pretty good in the bowl with a whisk. But then I'm also going to grind it together so I don't have to worry about it settling, and I don't have to mix it up every time I get ready to use it. This is another thing that I wanted to show you. I have got a mess here, don't I? Hold on just a second. Okay, I told you at the very beginning that I ground my own brown rice flour this time. And if you invest in a grinder, I got this off of Amazon. It was $39. And the grain in a lot of this is so much cheaper than buying the actual flour. Like I do my own sorghum, my own rice flour, sweet rice flour, and those are not interchangeable either. Sweet rice flour is actually made from sushi flour, sushi rice, and then white rice flour is made white rice. They are different. Sushi rice is also called sticky rice. You'll see that sweet rice flour is also called glutinous flour, but it doesn't contain any gluten. But anyway, here's my grinder. I told you I ground my brown rice flour. And I don't know if you can see in there, but even though I scraped it out and everything, if you will look, if I go up under that blade and quit hitting the phone, if I go up under that blade, you see that little bit of brown rice flour still in there? You hear me constantly say, read the ingredient label. If it says processed on equipment that also processes wheat, soy, peanuts, whatever, look for those allergens, because if this had been in a big industry, you know, they don't clean down to the last crumb. If this had been wheat being ground up and then they switch over to do a gluten-free flour mix, if this was wheat, it would contaminate your whole batch of flour. Just that much right there. So if you ever get something and it claims to be gluten-free but is processed on equipment that also processes gluten-free flour or wheat, put it back. It's not gluten-free. And like I said, your flour mixture wouldn't be gluten-free had that been wheat. Okay, I'm going to grind it up a little bit at the time so it all goes together. I just wanted to show you to begin with. And I'm not going to bore you by making you watch all of the grinding. We've got to get our lid securely in place. Then plug it in. And hold your ears for a minute. You don't have to shake it. I don't know why I do. I just feel like it mixes better. But see how it's all together now? It's just one color. It's like powder. Then I don't have to worry about it separating in the container. And again, see, just even if I were to wipe this down, there's still, because you can't get this wet, there would still be residue in there. But I know no wheat or soy will ever be processed in this. So anyway, I'm going to finish doing this. So go ahead and click like and subscribe and share, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we've got it all ground together now, and you can see that it's just one fine powder, all the same color. And I'm going to put it in my flour container. And this, I don't mix my flours. This is the same mixture that I made the other day when my phone quit recording. I want to tell you that when you go to measure this for your recipe, whenever you do it, just scrape it across the top. Don't pack it down. If you pack it down, your whatever that you're baking is going to be very, very dense. Of course, it wouldn't matter if you were like frying chicken or something, but if you're baking, don't do it. When you get a chance, go to the description, read it, and see why I've used the choice of items I've used to make this flour. see their absorption rate and their properties if you're interested in that, or otherwise just take my word for it and enjoy your cooking with it. If you found this video helpful, please press the like button and share, and also subscribe or follow and click the bell so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. And like I said, I'm way behind on my editing and uploading, so I'll be doing that today and tomorrow, and I'm going to have a lot to post. So stay with me, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and I hope you have a blessed day.